if you're running, I'm running, we can officially start.
Yeah, well, sorry about that. It's now an hour after
45
planned.
minutes.
48. I'm surprised you rounded down there.
Well, I
But
figured
yes,
that we were maybe 3 minutes late. So, yeah, nothing like good technology vibes to just really get the energy going. We could be halfway done by now.
yeah. Well, I got a glass of wine here, so I'll manifest some lively energy for
Thank you. And I have a white jasmine tea. Oh, the energy's coursing within me. God, tell you what, big night though. Big night. Celebrating the old Mickey Z. You know, I was in the town, I was in the clubs. God, my head this morning.
Migraine?
No, I was giving head this morning. I was just having a great time.
Holy shit. All right. R-rated episode coming up, I guess. We specifically said we were going to keep this PG-15 plus.
Well, now we're older. You know, you're in the big 37 club. You know, we can finally let loose.
I wouldn't mind bookmarking ratings for later. But if we forget it, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't even know. I feel like I've got thoughts about it, but I haven't formulated them yet.
You haven't thought your thoughts yet?
Not about the ratings. I've got feelings. Sometimes if someone brings up a topic, I have a sense. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I have a sense that I have something to say about it. And I'll just work it out, you know?
Yeah, fertile grounds.
Fertile grounds. Yes, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday.
How was the big day?
No, it was really nice. I was actually we had dinner at our house with just like seven people, and it was nice. We spent the whole day like just getting the house kind of really clean and tidy and organized. And you've been to our house. It's very long.
Yeah.
And we got like a small group of people, which is those are my favorite hangs, you know, just a little dinner.
Yeah.
Just, you know, people break off, have their chats, whatever. It's our house is a layout of a house. It was just very stressing for the first quarter of the night because I couldn't find the right, the energy of the room and
the configuration of where people were sitting and standing and food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a little fire pit going outside, so I thought it'd be nice and cozy, and had a little speaker out there. I had the record player going inside, so I thought about everything, but it's kind of difficult you don't want to tell people where to go. I ended up just telling people we're moving from outside to inside to the front room to outside again. I really wanted to find the groove, and I found it at about 4 a.m.
I thought you said the first quarter of the night you were stressing. So what happened in between the first quarter and 4 a.m.?
Well, probably the booze, and then the stress went down, but
Sure.
the fixation on the group probably went up.
Okay.
Yeah, but
and
how it affected me was less.
And everyone was wanting to like talk to you about life and stuff, and you're just standing there in the corner being like, this is a bit weird energy, isn't it? This is weird. What about if everyone was facing the other direction?
Yeah, it wasn't really my behavior in that regard wasn't really conducive to kind of a deep conversation, given that I was not listening to anything anyone said.
Oh gosh!
But it was
you had
good.
A good night.
We had a good night. We got like a little, you know, that karaoke box that I got Lauren for her birthday. Regrettably, she was banging that out and yelling into that, and people seemed to like that. I played a little Quiplash. Do you know what Quiplash is?
Oh, of course, yeah, Jackbox, yeah.
We love Quiplash, and that's when
we love Quiplash.
We love Quiplash. Quiplash is a beautiful lash. And that was about 2 a.m. Quiplash rules, dude. Quiplash fucking rules, and it's edgy. You know, I got the friends that I have chosen to keep and hang out with here. They're terrible people. They say bad things. You know, they're quite frankly they're racist. And what that means,
what that
when
game
it comes
brings
to
out, yeah.
A quiplash, for those who don't know, it's kind of, you all do it on your phones. You got the prompts on the TV. It's kind of would you say it's like, it's not like charades.
It's a board
kind
game,
of
but
like
it's like a digital,
Mad Libs or Cards of Humanity thing. You get to, and it just kind of went really dark, really quick. I won't say what a lot of the theme, how themes
I think
kind
it
of
doesn't
come
really
up, but,
relive itself very well. Yeah.
But we'll just say a certain ethno-state in the Middle East came up quite a lot. So that was nice. And then we just kind of, the majority of people left around 3 and just got to have nice chats with Simone and Elise around the fire and talk about their relationship issues for a couple of hours, which is really nice.
Yeah, which is what you actually wanted. That was what you asked for your birthday.
All I wanted to do was be some sort of counselor.
That sounds great.
Counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Now, it is Casper's birthday today.
It is Casper's birthday. I sent him a happy birthday message.
It's interesting because he always calls me on my birthday. He's one of my best friends. Yeah. He always calls me on my birthday. At about 5 a.m. when I was going to bed last night, I realized that Casper hadn't called me, hadn't messaged. But I realized it was 5 a.m. He lives in New Zealand, so it's 7 a.m. So I thought, well, I'm going to be the first person to wish him a happy birthday.
Oh, that's
on
nice.
his birthday. It's not nice, Nick. It's not nice because it's vindictive. It's vindictive. It was complete guilt trip. I said, happy birthday today, Casper, for your birthday, which is today.
Yeah.
And I can see he's sent me a apologetic couple of threads, which I've read.
Tactfully ignoring.
Aggressively ignoring. Leaving someone on red is one of the worst things
you left them on red.
Yeah, dude.
Is this your confession now to him? You're hoping that he listens to this?
He will listen because he loves me, dude. He loves us, quite frankly. And he won't admit it, but he is obsessed with us, I think. He idolizes us in a way. He would never say that. He'll never say that. He might even write in and say that's absolute bullshit. But honestly, dude, whenever the podcast comes out, when I see him, whatever, he finishes people's sentences. No, actually, Nick didn't say that. No, Michael actually meant. And so, dude,
that's because I pay him money to represent me well in content. So, we can't entirely blame him for that. I put an advocate out there in the world to try and make sure that in most conversations, I get favored more than you do when public discusses us.
I mean, that's pretty clear in the way that you edit. I mean, don't get me wrong, you do it very smoothly, but people probably don't know that the show that Nick presents to you is vastly different from what we actually record in real time. It's chopped and changed and altered. AI is probably involved.
There's only one person who has delivered an AI version of themselves for the podcast, and it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. Now, if you're happy to do the intro, I was going to say do the intro, but then I thought that was too aggressive. So if you're happy to do the intro around about now,
Welcome to Deep Forward, everybody. This is the podcast, and as prompted by Michael, we're now officially in the intro. We talk to each other about the things that happen in the world, and then you get to listen to it. How lucky are we all? Sitting through the internet with me this week, my friend Michael. Hello. Happy birthday, baby.
Thanks. Thank you very much. 37.
Did anyone else have a birthday in between last podcast recording right now?
Probably somewhere.
And my name.
I wish you happy birthday last time. I wish you happy birthday last time.
Why did you want me to start the podcast there, Michael? What did you have set up?
Well, you didn't let me finish because I just wanted to. There was a bit of a segue there, which I've now missed, and now just artificially creating a segue here. Speaking of birthdays and paying and paying friends.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little mailbag.
Jingle. A little mailbag.
Mailbag, it's the weekly mailbag. Deep Thoughts mailbag. Now, Nick.
Yes.
Heads up.
Okay.
You about to be put on blast because...
You want to do it in that voice?
You'll do an AI thing. Make me sound normal, right? All right, so we got a mailbag here. I'm putting it in the... It's kind of tangentially mailbag. Okay. But someone's got a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
And it's my good friend, Tom.
Tom.
Fuck it. It's my best friend, Tom.
Oh, fuck. He's going to be so upset.
So Tom, very thoughtful as he is,
yeah.
wanted to do something. Give me a nice birthday gift, something interesting, something he thought that I'd like.
Okay.
And he revealed this to me last night. He said one of the things he wanted to do is he wanted to get a Trump impersonator to knock on the door mid-party, which I thought was the greatest thing. It just, even the thought is just, I was very overwhelmed just with that. But one of the other backup plans when Trump impersonator decided that he was too busy for little old me, was that he actually sent you a message. So maybe if you open up your Instagram app, messages, go to the requests tab, which you clearly don't check.
My personal Instagram or the
your
default?
Your personal one.
Would it be in hidden requests?
I guess so.
No, I don't have any messages.
Well, I have a screenshot of this on Instagram Monday at 8:13 p.m.
No, I don't have it.
Well, let's just pretend that you ignored it, okay, for the sake of humor. And to send you a text message. So Tom has very kindly thought of this nice gesture he could do. He's reached out to you. You're officially off blast, I think. I think that's fair, given that you can't see it. But I've just sent a screenshot of the message that he sent you. And do you want to read it out?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Well, I haven't got it. It says, "Hey Nick, long time no see. Actually, we only met once at Michael's wedding. Anyway, I'm sure you know it's his birthday coming up, and I had this idea of getting someone to do a cameo to wish him happy birthday, but really just rag on him. At first, I thought some weird niche Instagram meme people or an impersonator, but then Elise and I thought, why not you, as Nick from Deep Fort, the better voice, the more famous and relatable one who got paid $100 to do the cameo. Let me know if this is up your alley. Happy to pay money." Well, that's disappointing. I would have loved to be paid money, but I genuinely didn't get this message.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but
really
you missed
annoying.
out on $100 and a chance to finally a chance to give me a piece of your mind. You know?
Yeah. Well, goddamn. I'm sorry, Tom. I didn't get your message. I got a friend request that I didn't recognize, but I didn't get a message with it, and there's nothing in my requests or hidden requests or anything. So I can't explain why that didn't come through to me. Perhaps we had to be friends before you could message it. But damn, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it says
I actually didn't.
You see what's at the bottom of the image there? This account can't receive your message because they don't allow new message requests from everyone. So it actually said that it wasn't delivered.
Edit that out. I didn't realize Elise was involved in this as well. I didn't actually read the message, but I thought that was that was funny. Instead, you know what Tom got me? He said he got me Robert Stillman live record. I don't know if you're Robert Stillman. He's the saxophonist for The Smile.
Oh, I do know the name now. Yeah, it was familiar. I was trying to work out how I knew it.
It's kind of experimental, kind of like Colin Stetson. I happen to listen to Robert Stillman a little bit when I'm in a particularly weird mood, I guess. But it's cool music, and I was kind of astounded that Tom. I was like, this is kind of a deep cut. Like, I've never talked about Robert Stillman. I don't think Tom's necessarily a fan of The Smile or Radiohead or anything. And I was like, how did you know that I'd be into this? And he said, well, the truth is, I bought it on a whim from a kind of op shop. And I put it on and I listened to the first 30 seconds and I thought, this is fucking weird. And then he thought,
who's the one person
Michael
I know
likes
I can
weird
give this
music.
to? Yeah.
And no one's responded to my cameo request. So,
Tom.
which I liked.
So did he say that I ignored the message, or did he just show you the message that he had sent? Because it does say it wasn't delivered.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read the fine print. I didn't even read the message at all. I think it. I mean, I might have converted that in my head. It's who no one knows. Who can tell? But I thought it was nice. He also, this is a bit of a Tom spotlight session here, but he also had he also had written a 2-minute comedy routine for me. That I think they had all agreed, like Lauren and Elise had agreed to kind of do a bit of a roast thing. Everyone do like 2 minutes. And then none of them did it, and Tom had written his, but at the very end of the night, like 3:30, when there's only like 3 of us left, he was like, "All right, it's time." Played the Seinfeld music, and he did a walk on. This is like outside, just to the 3 of us, and performed 2 minutes of, jokes, I guess. But it was very thoughtful. So Tom's in my good books at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's very sweet. I'm glad that you got to enjoy your night.
All right, I've talked a lot, and also I listened to the last episode. You know how you told me to listen to that last episode?
Yeah.
I appreciated the Oscar edit there, but God, I was reminded why I don't listen, because I'm doing it. I'm literally doing it right now, but I talk so much. It's annoying. I want to shut up. Every time I listen to one of our episodes, I have the same notes for myself. 2 words: talk less.
I think that's universal though, because when I listen back to it, I'm like watching it in the edit as the time locator keeps going, and I'll be talking for like 4 or 5 minutes straight uninterrupted. And I'm like, why the fuck have you not, be reading a science news out or something? I'm like, that's just 5 minutes of me monologuing. This is not good.
At least your sentences are at least 90% fully formed by the time you open your mouth. Mine are 15 at best. I'm working it out. It's live, straight from my brain. To people
I'm not
listening
reading
to it.
This isn't a pre-prepared statement.
No, I'm just saying you're
also
smarter
speaking live.
Harder than it sounds.
Yeah. What are we talking about this week, Mike?
Me?
Okay, perfect.
I guess. I don't know. I've got nothing, dude.
I sort of thought that maybe we could touch base on Colbert. Did you follow the final week and the end of the Late Show and the Trumpy CBS-y kind of sitch?
Well, I mean, I sent you that Trump meme, so yeah. I mean, I only actually watched his final monologue this morning, but I haven't watched the full show. I know you said to watch the full show. It's touching the thing. I might come back to what I might say later. But yeah,
I mean, I didn't have a great deal to go on with about this, other than just to say what a canary in the coal mine it is when political influence ends the very sort of widely beloved, most popular show in late night, because of a perceived grievance between Colbert and the president. And I think if I had one takeaway from this week, it's that Colbert is such a gentleman, almost too much of a gentleman, to the point where his reflection of the show was very sweet in the way that he was spotlighting the staff, the band, even the guests that had been there across the years. But he'd never really head-on addressed the reason for the cancellation. And I don't know if that's a legal thing. I don't know if that's he's just not the kind of person to go muckraking, but beyond a few like jabs at, we're going to spend all of CBS's money, or we're going to make sure that they get sued on the way out, or something like that, he was relatively, like on the final show, he didn't mention Trump at all. And I think if there was one thing that I sort of missed from the otherwise very sweet, very well-intentioned, very touching few final episodes. And I'll also say that a lot of the subsequent discussion has been about how nice a guy Colbert has been across the years, and how beloved he seems to be by people from all walks of life. But when I think back about, the end of the Conan run of The Tonight Show, where he'd been cancelled so that Jay Leno could come back in and take the job over that he'd been waiting for, Conan was really swinging. And his final monologue was a statement, almost a philosophy or a manifesto, and not one of cruelty, but he was making a point. He had something to say, and I think Colbert, like his final monologue, is basically him just doing a couple of boring news jokes. And I was sort of hoping that he would land the plane with a little bit of a
venom.
Well, not even venom, but just like a theory, just like a statement, a summation of his beliefs. Be good, be kind, speak truth to power. Don't give in. Whatever he wants it to be. Even if it's got spirituality or religiosity or something. But he has somehow managed to go through this process and not break the facade of the performer and the entertainer. And I just kind of wanted to know what the real Stephen was feeling.
Drop the fourth wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let me in a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking about this. Is that not because... Do we know for a fact that this cancellation, I know is the highest rated late night show at the moment, but are we certain that this was, in some way related to Trump's influence and what's his name? The guy who's
Larry Ellison.
Larry Ellison. I know Barry Wise has taken over. So is this speculation or like a hunch that people have? The Jimmy Kimmel situation seems way more direct, And I was just thinking, with these late night guys, even though Colbert had the highest rated show, I don't know who is watching these late night shows in full. I know you just watched the last one, and I will too. But these shows exist primarily now as clips on YouTube, and there's 4 of them out there at the moment. And like they're going to end. Like this format won't survive even if Trump didn't get reelected. So I'm just what do you think about the kind of format versus the political influence there?
I think both things can be true, that the heyday of late night was behind us, but that also there is undeniable political machinations underway. And, we don't have explicit proof. No one's ever come out and said, we cancelled Colbert because Trump doesn't like him. And we're never going to hear that, right? But we do know that the megacorp that owns CBS, which is run by Larry Ellison, was trying to maneuver a large merger which required White House approval. And we know the way that Trump operates because we've seen it in every other context as well. He's a guy who wants presence and wants people to bend the knee, right? So the fact that of all of the shows, the most popular one is the one that gets canned, which is crazy. Like if you're going to kill any of them, surely you would expect the least, the lowest rated, least well performing show to get the axe first, right?
Which is who? Which I
presume is
can't be Kimmel, right?
The lowest of it's not the same time slot, but it would definitely be Seth Meyers because he's an hour later. He'd be the lowest. But of the ones that are at the same 11:30 time, I think probably Fallon is low now. Yeah, but anyway, if it was based on ad revenue or pure financials, I think that there are ways that show could be changed. Like Seth Meyers' band was axed, right? Like they've cut corners for budget there, so they don't have a live band in studio anymore. So
these
there
are
are other choices
to
they
run.
could have made.
That's what I mean. Like, Colbert had was it Jon Baptiste?
Jon Batiste, but then also
now gone on to great things.
I mean, he was already a big get at the time, but now he's he had Louis Cato, who's also a great musician. And actually, so the final episode of his show, they end on a song, which is Paul McCartney, "Hello Goodbye," with Colbert singing, with Jon Baptiste, with Louis Cato all playing, and there's a moment where they're performing, and everyone's singing along, and there's a live band and an audience, and all the staff are up on stage and everything, and you can actually see Jon Baptiste turn to Stephen Colbert with this moment of like, I'm fucking singing with Paul McCartney. Like, you can see on his face, they're looking at each other like, how is this happening? This is crazy. And Paul McCartney, who's like 83 and still looks 60. Anyway, so to answer your other question, when it comes to late night, I think it is true that the costs are probably high, but I think also this is just a classic loss leader. Supermarkets make milk cheap, and they put it at the back of the supermarket so that everyone goes there to buy the milk, and they walk past 15 items at the end of every aisle. They're on sale, and people pick up a handful of other bits and pieces, and they go to this checkout, and they might lose a bit of money on the cost of the milk, but then they gain it all back because the profit margins on everything else they picked up on along the way covers the cost of the milk, right? It's just classic incentivizing, tactics. And late night is the loss leader for the network. They might lose money on it, but it has cachet,
clout.
It has a face, it has a personality. The person that you put in late night is a person who represents the tone and
the network, really,
the age and the demographics of the network. It means you have somewhere to send all of your own shows, actors, to go and promote the show for free when they want publicity for the thing. Like the fact that they don't have to buy someone else's show to fill that hour of the time slot, like the flow-on effects of it are significant. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how CBS continues now, if the way to promote all of their shows is to send people to other networks. I mean, there seems to be a lot of angry viewers who have sworn off watching CBS now.
The optics are terrible, and I agree. Like, even if the show itself on paper is making a loss for them, just as far as brand sentiment goes, I can't see how it's a good idea. I mean, what's their other show? It's 60 Minutes, and they're rapidly losing the credibility, destroying their credibility.
Well, I mean, CBS News is a whole other kettle of fish at this point. But the Bari Weiss thing's a disaster, and it looks like she's going to be rolled soon anyway. But is
she?
Yeah, they've been talk. Well, the rumors were that they were looking to replace her because she's never run a news division before. She's not a journalist. But
she was a reporter though for the New York Times.
Oh, she wasn't no. I mean, she was a guest essayist at best. Like she hadn't ever been a journalist. She'd just been like a Substack writer.
I know back some absolute donkeys in my time. Jordan Peterson. Like just people that other people at the time were like, no, that guy's a dickhead, and I was like, no, I see something you don't see. And then God, and Barry Weiss, there was a good 3 months where it was like I saw probably one thing on a show and I was like, Barry Weiss, he is my guy, and just like kept doubling down. And then I follow the free press on social media now, and I'm like, I feel like a fool.
well, I mean, that's one area of many in which her journalistic credibility has been shot. But the interesting thing as well about the Colbert thing is, if again we're talking about the costs, I think the reputational blow of having done this and the flow-on effects in terms of, burning an audience. When you have a late night that has been on for 11 years, you have people who literally go to sleep with them every night, who it's part of their routine to, have this parasocial connection with this person. And if that gets ended with in a way that feels unfair or undue, you burn the audience. And I think the cost of this decision is going to be higher than any sort of financial savings you could get by not running the show, So
yeah, it feels like a lot of short-term thinking.
It's literally just
decisions.
Just the guy at the top of the food chain wanting his merger to go through, right? There's not rational within CBS. There's not rational reasons to have done this because it's the most popular show, and there are other ways to save money. Yeah,
the values have changed suddenly, and it's too jarring. I mean, what was I going to say? I'm not a huge fan of this late night crew. I mean, Kimmel would be at the top. I like his style a little bit more. Everyone else is a bit too kind of soft. There's no edge. I liked Conan. I like David Letterman was the greatest of all time. I would watch his shows. I would stay up and watch all of his shows. I watched his last show. I remember I cleared my schedule, watched the last David Letterman show, hoping for a little bit of what you were saying before about Stephen's final kind of message, and David Letterman was just blank, nothing, no tears, no emotion. I was like, "Fuck, dude, I just want."
Well, funnily enough, when Letterman was on Colbert this week, he was the one who was spitting that kind of anger towards CBS, which I was like, "Thank you for showing up."
That's why I brought it up. Why I brought it up, because I was like, "There's a bit of distance between Dave." It's like Dave can say it now. Steve, I know it's probably not great entertainment as far as wanting a little bit more juice, a bit more sting in the kind of thing from Stephen, but he's a class act. And it's kind of like the types of people that don't say bad things about their ex when they break up with them. Yeah, you kind of pick up on that subconsciously. And you're like, that's classy. Like you know that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when I'm talking about what I wanted from Colbert, I'm not necessarily wanting him to come out and like swear at his bosses for the injustices. I just think about I think Conan's final show, and I can't remember, it might have been the Tonight Show, or it might have been his TBS follow-up, but I have a memory of a monologue in which he was really almost a bit emotionally saying, I've been very lucky. I had a great opportunity. I got to spend time with people that I really cared about. And I don't want to hang on to hate or be vicious when, we can laugh and feel grateful, or, there's just some sort of message, like a little bit of a takeaway, a little bit of, school teacher just reflecting on how he's proceeding forward,
Yeah, I get that. I mean, he'll probably offer that up in some way. I mean, the Conan thing was so much more. The shaft of that was so clear. I mean, the
NBC side of that was
So, I mean, the ambiguity of the situation. I'm sure that Stephen has more of an idea of what's really got the mechanics of this axing. But I mean, they're probably telling him the same thing. That it's like it's just about money, So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
how can you come out and say anything about oh, we all know that this is like a political decision when it's not really been stated officially.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And I think it's also possible as well that he has sort of been, if not in denial, but at least not thinking beyond it. And in fact, some of the interviews he's talking about, because people are asking him, what's next, what's next, what's next? And he's been quite upfront, being like, I genuinely haven't thought about it. So I could totally imagine that he has been like walking this path, like eyes on the goal, with no thought yet about what comes next. So I could imagine that right now, for instance, he's probably in this kind of haze of aftermath, and it'll be the first week tomorrow when he doesn't need to go into work, and there'll be a little bit of that like reality sinking in, where he might finally start to have the space to work out how he feels and what he wants to do.
Dude, he's recording the pilot episode for his podcast right this second. I guarantee it. Right now, while we're recording, Colbert is just fleshing out the production of his new podcast. It's going to be a podcast. I heard Scott Galloway on Raging Moderates podcast kind of break down the numbers of. It was talking specifically about what Stephen could go on to do, about how much he's likely getting paid or was getting paid as the late night host versus what he can make as a podcaster, and kind of using Amy Poehler as a comparison there.
Yeah.
Colbert can make basically double what he was probably earning with a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, in a podcast situation, you don't have anywhere near the overheads, right? So you get a larger cut of the pie as the performer than you would have as the face of a show, which had lights, cameras, action, all these other staff members to pay.
As we well know, of course. I mean, it's kind of
and
why we do
Stephen,
this,
if you do want
money.
any advice, deepthought@gmail.com, reach out. Maybe don't send an Instagram message because apparently I don't see them, but we're open for
available.
Advice.
We're open.
Anyone needs some help with Riverside, we're the guys.
I hope he revisits the Colbert Report stuff, because I think that had some grit, it had some edge. It was provocative in a way that I think he lost a little bit of that for me anyway. It was too smooth, the edges were too smooth of the late night, and I kind of want him to go back to that kind of Daily Show kind of antagonistic kind of style.
Genuinely, what I want for him is I want to see him act. I want to see him act, and I want to see him write. I don't want to see him as a host. I'm very interested in, because he had this improv career, he had this acting background, he had Strangers with Candy, had this era of screen stuff that was not him as himself. I'd be very curious just to know, like, if Conan can be cast as just an actor in, an A24 film, who's going to go out to Colbert and say, can you come in and play this kindly dad in the next Nicolas Cage film or something, like I want to see him go out there and do something completely different.
I would also like to see Colbert go toe to toe with Nicolas Cage. That should be good. I mean, he's got a look that it would be very useful for a lot of things in a great manner. And part of what I really love about him, kind of aside from any of the politics, is the late night format was not conducive to it, but you could feel him just kind of almost being stopped when he was interviewing people like Keanu Reeves, earmark that for later, Ricky Gervais, and he was religion is a big part of his life. He's gone through grief, and he talked on with Anderson Cooper about his grief, and that was an amazing interview too. So his reflections on religion and spirituality and existence I think this is stuff I want, but he's really good at that. It's a real authenticity to how he discusses that, and he clearly wants to veer towards that, any chance he can get.
Yeah, and I think he's got a stage sight. Like if he turned up on a Broadway show as well, like how great. But when you see him in an interview with Ian McKellen or Judi Dench or something, and he can just rattle off Shakespeare sonnets, or he can do scene work with Ian McKellen, and Ian McKellen's delighted by it. He can recite poetry, to a guest on the drop of a hat. He has this incredible memory, and he clearly has like a theatricality to him. So like, get him on stage in a show. Like I just really keen to see him not read cue card questions.
Yeah. I think the fullbacks. It's not. I think we might see his best work in the future.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think the late night format, the commercial breaks, that it's just not for someone as authentic as Colbert is. For someone like Fallon, fight. You think Fallon's waiting for the commercial breaks?
Yeah. There's actually a funny joke in the end of this. So the Strike Force 5 turn up in the final episode of this Colbert thing, and there is a joke where Colbert says something like, given what's been in the news, and Fallon says, news? What's going on? Just like playing completely up the line of him being apolitical and not switched on with anything that's happening, which I thought was quite funny.
That's the self-awareness is very redeeming.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Colbert chat. I think, Nick, we should address the elephant in the room. We went viral last week. You probably heard about it. You're probably listening to it. You might be new to this because you saw the viral clip that we put out about when I said that I was questioning whether Keanu Reeves was actually a good actor or just a nice guy. Quite frankly, got a lot of hate in the comment section. Got over 3,120 views.
Possibly one of our best clips ever.
It was, and look, the numbers. I put a poll up. The numbers speak. I got a lot of hate in the comments saying, "What the fuck?" I genuinely got private messages saying, "Pull your head in, you dickhead! Don't say shit like this." It was like really touched a nerve with people, and yet the poll was skewed in my favor. So there's some silent voters out there, some people that are ashamed that they agree with me that Keanu not a great actor.
Yeah. I mean, I did get people messaging asking if you would just rage baiting or if this was a sincere thing that you believed. And I did have to tell them, unfortunately, this is a real opinion that Michael has, and you can feel enraged, comfortable in the fact that it is true to his beliefs.
And I stand by it. I stand by it. Honestly, I'm provocative, guy. I don't know why I just called you guy.
I'm provocative, guy.
Guy, there's people out there called Guy. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Is that short for something? Guyford or something?
Yeah, it's short for Guyford.
All right, case closed. I've got one more thing, and then I'm fresh. Actually, I'm not.
I do also have a bookmark here that you asked. I wrote it down. Ratings. Is that about Colbert?
No, it was just about the rating system that movies have.
Yeah, we can go back to another thing if you want.
Well, I didn't have anything to say. I just felt that I did.
Okay.
So, I know I've brought this is going to be very brief, but
that's okay. I didn't mean to distract you. I just wanted to know whether or not that had been ticked off when we talked about Colbert's ratings, but I'd forgotten it was about movie ratings. Yeah. I've
brought up Boards of Canada the last two eps, and this is going to be short, but it's because I'm very excited about this. Boards of Canada album's coming out this Friday, and I want to ask you something. Like, I got a little bit of a dilemma. I guess it's not really a dilemma, but so I'm very excited for this. It comes out Friday. Thursday, there is a listening party at a small record store pretty close to where I am.
Oh yeah.
And and they're giving away, they say they've got limited kind of gift, like Boards of Canada merch stuff to just give away. And I don't want to listen to an album that I'm just highly anticipating with a group, with a room full of other presumably incels or nerds.
What? Because you've extrapolated from yourself and you're like, these are the kind of people that would go.
I guarantee you I mean, based on the subreddit, the Boards of Canada subreddit, these are not guys.
These are not cool
who
guys.
have a lot of interaction with women.
These are guys
or the world. I guarantee it. And I'm different. I'm special. But so I don't want to listen to the album for the first time with those guys. I would also be going to by myself. I've already asked 2 people. They said no, thank you, emphatically. But I mean, it would be wonderful to get one of these gift packs. So, would you ever go to a listening party? For like the Radiohead album? Radiohead album.
I'm torn because in order to go, it would have to be a band that I really care about. But when it's a band I really care about, I kind of want to control my own listening experience.
Exactly. It's solitary.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very private. It's, ideally I'd go for a walk, and just.
Yeah. I want to control what I'm looking at, and I want to know that I'll be uninterrupted for the 45 minutes. I don't want to have people chattering.
Presumably they won't be. If they're diehard fans, they'll be respectful.
But there could also easily be like oh my god, do you listen to blah 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 blah, and like in between each tracks?
Yeah, because they're so excited to have other people, like-minded people,
and you're just like, shut up, I can't hear the start.
Yeah, that's what that's it. I mean, I like the things that are super super special to me. I hate the. I love There Will Be Blood, of course, but
really,
I don't want to be in a room full of other people that like There Will Be Blood. I don't want to be in a group of other people. It's probably why I don't like things like
the Bloodheads. Yeah,
I think it's probably the same thing that why I don't like things like Harry Potter that have like
the fan
mega fandom and the hype and the idea of just like grouping together to all share in this thing that you love. It's probably why I'm an atheist too. That I don't want to share.
You don't want community.
I'll talk your ear off at my birthday party about Boards of Canada, and that's probably why everyone left. But I don't. I want to be the one controlling that. So, but I also want one of these packs. So I'm wondering, maybe I can just go in there, get there early. Get a pack.
They won't give the pack out till afterwards. They'll give it at the end.
Oh. All right. Let's decide I'm not going.
I mean, I have sense memories from listening to I know where I was when I was first listening to an album that really meant something to me. So
which album?
Any album. So I was listening to A Moon-Shaped Pool, lying in my bed at 6 a.m. because it was coming out that day and I was super hyped for it. And I didn't want to wait till after work, so I woke up early, downloaded it, and listened to it in the dark in my bed at 6 a.m. In Rainbows, I was in the house we were staying at when we had been renovating our house, so I wasn't at home. I was in a different suburb in a small room, and I was sitting in the dark there, listening to it on my computer after uni. Sufjan Stevens, I was walking around New Brighton. I like for these, I can picture where I was listening for the first time to an album that is like
your brain has attached like significance to it. It's like it's why people say, where were you on September 11? And people can always remember. I mean, it speaks to how much you care about. I mean,
Sufjan Stevens was the 9/11 of music for me. Carrie and Lowell really just
the terrorist attacks really put a dampener on that day. Honestly, this is.
Not September 11, 4th of July. Sorry, I got that confused.
Same. I remember when you were saying that, I was like, I know exactly where I was for A Moon-Shaped Pool, In Rainbows, and the last Boards of Canada album. And the first Anastasia album, actually. But that was a longer time ago.
That was slightly longer.
But yeah, all right. I'm not going. I'm just gonna. I'm considering taking the Friday off. Is that crazy to take the day off just to dedicate it? Is it?
No. Why not? Mental Health Day.
Great.
If you've enjoyed this episode, well, thank you so much for enjoying it. Sort of a weird sentence, but we're stuck with it now. If you want to get in touch with us, there are plenty of ways of doing so. You can reach out to us at deepfort@gmail.com. Stephen, That's directly to Stephen Colbert. But anyone else can also send us an email too. You can also reach out to us on Instagram at Deep Fort, Facebook. We're all there. You can find us on Spotify, which has a little comment box underneath each episode. So you can leave a message after listening and we'll spot it there if there is one. Michael, how did we go with that last week?
Not well, Nick. Not well.
Then we won't dwell. And we hope that you have a lovely week. And also... be good people and support late night.
Oh, no. That's okay. How are we going to end this puppy, dude?
I got one little sort of interesting factoid that I found this week. And then maybe I got a myth. I got one myth, which is maybe a little bit of story.
All right. Sounds perfect.
Okay, here's one little little factoid here. Fun facts. We got the fun facts. You know the fun facts. Do you know anything about the rhyme as reason effect, Michael?
Not a thing.
The rhyme as reason effect is a cognitive bias where sayings or aphorisms are perceived as more accurate or truthful when they rhyme. In experiments, participants evaluated variations of sayings that either rhymed or didn't. Those that rhymed were consistently judged as more truthful even when the meaning was controlled for. For instance, the saying, "What sobriety conceals, alcohol reveals," was rated as more accurate on average than its non-rhyming counterpart, "What sobriety conceals, alcohol unmasks." And that was true across different groups of subjects. This effect may be explained by the Keats heuristic, which suggests that people assess a statement's truth based on its aesthetic qualities. Another explanation is the fluency heuristic, which says that statements are preferred due to their ease of cognitive processing. So, Michael, things that rhyme, we hear as being more true than a statement that doesn't rhyme, even if they have the same meaning.
Do we perceive them as more true, or is it just that they're easier to remember? So
no, they're perceived explicitly as more accurate or more true. This is in scientific study.
Were they idioms? Did you say
anything that rhymes? So aphorisms or sayings, yeah. So what
are some? I'm just looking at some classics here. The first one that came up was "drunk as a skunk." It's not really good lesson in that.
Well, that's probably more about the aesthetic quality, I think, than the truthfulness.
Takes one to know one.
Sort of, yeah. This phenomenon may make rhymes particularly effective in advertising, but the quality of the rhyme is seen as crucial for determining their trustworthiness. To ensure that customers accept claims automatically and without deep analysis, marketing messages need to be as fluent as possible.
You got a favorite one? You got one that can you think of one?
Well, there's one here. A friend in need is a friend indeed. A friend with weed is better. That actually comes up in the criticism section here. Critics argue that participants may favor these not because they rhyme, but because they subconsciously associate them with the accumulated wisdom of the ages. So if you're asking people about one or the other, the one that they recognize because it's, a common phrase is perceived as more truthful simply because of its popularity or prevalence rather than inherently the rhyming. So, maybe there's some, more experiment to be done here. But I just thought an interesting concept that our brain appears to have a bias towards things that either aesthetically please us or orally please us.
Hold on.
But yeah.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
There you go.
Everyone loves that one.
Check yourself before you make a mistake. It doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
No gangster. Calm the farm.
Calm the farm.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, see, these are the kind of things,
And my favorite one, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Yeah, and you do bring that up a lot. Hey, Michael, how about we end with some myths and
Sounds good.
Get this thing in the can.
Yeah. Put this puppy to bed.
Play the jingle.
Michael's myth, and no displeased
Alrighty, I got one here to start us off, Michael. This one's pretty confronting, so just brace yourself.
Oh boy!
I had to go to the mechanic this week. Here in New Zealand, you have to take your car once a year to be verified that it can be on the road. So I went to get that done. I also had a service done, and I wanted the wheels aligned, and they needed to replace some lights and bits and pieces. So there's a whole rack of paper at the end of this. There was an invoice, there was my license for the car, there was the receipt for the work done, there was all of the the papers and things.
I hate it already.
Here's what happened. I purchased via FPOS. I had an FPOS receipt. I had a printed receipt. I had the WOF, which is the warrant of fitness documentation. I had the mechanic's notes, parts report. And the guy goes, half taps it on the counter, grabs the stapler in the corner, staple.
No.
And didn't fully align all the pages. It looks like someone has dropped a newspaper. They are 5 different sheafs, all completely misaligned, different links hanging out the bottom, all crooked. It just about gave me a heart attack. I've never been more sickened by
I had a visceral
behavior.
pain in my stomach when you said that. That's crazy.
Straight, it's the easiest thing in the world. You've got A4, everything's printed on the same size piece. Just straighten the pages and then staple them all in the same way.
That is
disgusting.
That is sociopathic behavior.
Truly.
Dude, so with you on this, Nick. This is one of your most magnificent mega myths you've ever
It is
heard.
a mega myth. It is, I agree.
Yeah, I can't, I can't even, when I'm at the gym, I can't even start my set. I don't know if you got like a contraption, equipment that's not perfectly aligned with like the gym kind of rubber tiles.
Yeah.
I need to get it straight to even start, because I've done it before where it's not been perfectly aligned, and I'm not thinking about the set that I'm doing. I'm thinking about the misalignment on the pattern of the floor.
Or the worst thing is when it's not aligned with the ceiling, because then I'm pushing the bar, but they're not against the ceiling tiles. I was like, how do I know if I'm straight or not? Ridiculous.
Yes. No, I mean, people in the motor vehicle industry as well as the fitness industry need to have a little more OCD in their day to day, I think.
Michael, prepare yourself.
Oh no.
This is how it was stapled. This is unbelievable. Look at that.
I do not believe it.
That is a human being's choice. That is what we did as a society.
That's a move. That's a play.
I have to put it back in the drawer. I can't look at it anymore.
That has to be intentional. It has to be intentional.
Oh, he did it intentionally. He's just broken. He's a broken human being.
Do you want to name and shame the mechanic? Put him on blast, dude.
Well, actually, I should, because the other thing that then happened was, this is a true story. On Saturday, we were out for a drive. So I had a full service done. I passed.
You and the mechanic?
Yeah, me and the mechanic. we hit it off. But Casey and I were off heading out to lunch, and I had done a full service. I had my official WOF sticker, warrant of fitness. I'd passed everything. $600 fucking later. Pulled up to a set of lights, and when I went to go, my car engine just completely turned off. The accelerator pedal didn't do anything at all. And I got all these flashing lights on my HUD being like engine failure. I had to turn the car off and turn it on again. And thankfully it started going again. But I'm going to have to take it back to the mechanic tomorrow. I'm going to have to see this guy and be like, you made my car turn off. Like, what are we doing?
Lead with the papers, though.
I will lead with the papers.
That's worse. That is worse.
First things first, have a look at this A4. Second thing, my car doesn't drive.
Yeah, go in like a grumpy substitute teacher and just show him the thing, and just don't even say like open with, you see a problem here? You see a problem here? Like give him a quiz on it. I got something similar to that,
Please.
adjacent to that, which is the people putting when you're replacing the toilet paper with the flap not going under rather than over like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like it comes from underneath the roll rather than over the top.
Yeah, putting the toilet paper roll backwards so that the paper slides down towards the wall. Yeah.
I thought we all were on, like globally, we're on the same page with that. That we were doing it over the top. Are people just not thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is slightly basic bitch myth, Michael. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is well trod territory.
Okey-dokey.
But yeah, I think we all agree that front fold is obviously the way to go. In fact, in the original patent documentation from the guy who invented a toilet paper holder, the original design demonstrates the toilet paper rolling forward. And obviously that is the preferred methodology. But I think we've found people out there that don't align papers when they staple. And I think we've also come to accept as a society that some people just put the roll on and they don't even care. They're just heartless and they don't care.
Okay, well, it sounds like you agree, but you didn't.
I do agree.
Basic bitch.
It is a basic bitch myth. That's a BB myth.
Double down. All right, I've got one more, but you go. You go.
Oh, I don't know that I have other myths. You do yours, and I'll see if I can got anything here.
Oh, I hope this one's not too basic bitchy of me. All right, this is a pretty big one. Multinational corporations, look out!
You're on blast.
Well, just one specifically. On blast. Blastoise. In the house. Oh. Sorry, you threw me off with the basic bitch thing. Overcompensate.
Sorry.
My second myth this week is the Spotify disco ball icon.
Yes.
Hated it from the get-go. Thought, like a lot of people did, that my app was updating. It's too detailed for it. It needs to be minimalist. It doesn't fit with the other apps. I know Spotify has. I respected how they commented about the kind of backlash to it, and they said, "All right, well, I guess you guys don't know like fun or whatever." Like it kind of, it was good PR, but it's still a disco ball. They said they were going to change it this week.
It's horrible. I mean, there are so many better ways they could have done a disco ball that didn't look like absolute dog shit. The complaint is not the idea of changing the logo. It's just that you did a fucking bad job and you should be embarrassed because you're $1 trillion company. Just fucking do a good job.
On X, there's a bunch of designers who have done like different designs.
Done the mock-up. Yeah.
And they're really good. And I was talking about it with Lauren, who's a lot more across. I mean, she's kind of does this stuff for a living, and Spotify is a huge company. Like, what do you reckon the process of them approving this disco ball was?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you reckon it's a couple of people making this decision?
I mean, I think when it comes up to the level of the like icon on the screen, like that's your brand, I would assume it goes through multiple levels of hierarchy and approval. I mean,
you would think so, right?
I can't imagine this is just a couple of designer dudes who on a whim did it. Like it's all tied into the 20-year celebration shit and the like give it free. So this
would have been in the works for a while.
It would have been in the works for ages.
What can we do?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad. I mean, imagine being the guy who designed that and just seeing everyone universally hating this, being like, oh god.
I mean, if he did it and he thought it was good, he shouldn't have that job. B, I think it's actually much more likely that they're like, can we get a new icon by 4 p.m? And he was like, what? Fuck? 4 p.m. today? And they're like, yeah, we didn't tell you, but, fucking just get us something. And he's like, shit, and put something together really quickly, and that was what they had to do. So I could also see a world where it's just like a complete fuck up, but the designer knows it's terrible and had to just hand in something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I've just tried to Google it here, and it just said Spotify's in-house design team. So
Yeah.
there is someone out there that knows that they led this project and doesn't feel good, and is deleting it from their resume right
Hopefully they don't feel good.
Basic bitch.
Basic bitch.
Hurt people, hurt people.
Yeah, this is just coming out from a deep internal place. I'm so sorry. I have a little bit of a myth for you here. And this is just off the top of the dome. I feel like restaurants need more than 3 dishes. There's this trend with fancy hipster new joints where maybe you're like a part-time brewery, or maybe you do coffees and this kind of thing. I think if you're serving food, you got to have more than 2 things on your menu. I went to a pizza place the other day.
How many?
They had 3 pizzas. They had 3 pizzas, and I'll tell you what they are because I remember. The first one,
Hawaiian.
Caramelized onion.
That's not a pizza.
The second one, mushroom stroganoff.
No.
The third one, pepperoni.
Well,
that was the entirety of the menu. Then there was sides. There was a cos lettuce salad, and there was a pork neck, and that was the entirety of the options. And I'm sorry, I feel like if you are going into the business of being a restaurant, you have to do more than that. 3 is not enough. That's not an adequate variety of dishes to cover the tastes of society.
This is a weird. I mean, pork neck. Well, how many dishes would you like to see? Because there is. I like it when a restaurant has. I don't know, they do 5 things really well, like as opposed to 30 things, like pages and pages. I'm like,
totally. I don't want it like an endless menu.
Unless you're in Chinatown, because Chinese restaurants are completely different.
Yeah,
kettle of fish.
Totally.
Honestly, write a novel.
Dim sum, has got to have 100 listings. I get it.
100%. But other non-Chinese restaurants, it's good when they do things really well. And they got 5 things, do it really well. But if it's just a brewery and they just kind of, I mean, the pizza offering, the caramelized onion, the pepperoni, and what was the other one?
Mushroom stroganoff.
Mushroom stroganoff is alarm bells to me. Mushroom stroganoff pizza? No. That's not a pizza. That's a soup.
It is, yeah. One of if you're only going to offer 3 types of pizza, one of them can't be a stew. you have to commit to at least being in the vicinity of the food you're trying to make. Otherwise, just don't make foods.
No. What'd you order?
Well, because we're with a group, we had all of them. I said to the guy, 2 of everything.
How was the mushy strog?
I'm not going to lie, it was my favorite.
God damn it, Nick. Basic bitch.
I mean, that's more a statement about their failings as a pizza place than it is. Just if you're doing pizza, just fucking do pizza, man. Give me 10 options. It's all just bread.
Well, it's all just bread. Not to start a new tangent when that could have been an outro, but last night when we had people over, I think we ended up having 8 people total over, and people started getting there around 6. I sense check that how hungry is everyone. There's a best pizza I've ever had, a 2-minute walk down the road from my house, Clay Oven. Shout out to Clay Oven. It is great, authentic, pizza. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to get pizzas for everyone. So I was trying to work out how many pizzas I should get for 8 people. How many pizzas would you get?
Are they adults?
They're all children. All of them were children.
Well, then
very young
probably
children.
Don't need as many as you think. Okay, have they had any dinner?
No. So everyone, I would say because I literally when I ask people, how hungry are you?
Yeah.
I ask them to give me a number out of 10. And I would say the average number was probably a 6.5, which I considered quite high.
Okay. So you got 8 people. I would get 6 pizzas.
Nice. people suggested that I just get 4 pizzas. Some people suggested I get 3. Thank you. I have a fear. It's a cultural inbuilt DNA fear that when I'm hosting people, they will not have enough to eat.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to add, maybe 10, 20% to whatever I think. So I ended up getting 5 pizzas. And when I brought them in, people were like, that is too many pizzas. And I was like, just you wait and see. And by the way, this is great pizza. So it's not. 3 of the pizzas were left. 3 whole pizzas were left.
3 whole pizzas.
Crazy. I'm going to be eating pizza for the next day.
I mean, what I was going to say, I was going to back you up here, which was to say that if I'm ordering pizza for a group of people, pizza is one of the best leftovers you can have. So I'm always going to order more because I want to have leftover pizza.
That's what I said.
Now, do I want 3 whole pizzas? I probably don't want 3 whole pizzas.
No.
So you ordered for 8 people and they ate 2 pizzas. That's crazy. I don't think you made any mistakes here. I think that's on them.
Thanks, dude.
And I think they should be embarrassed.
Honestly, I agree. I mean, the way I
did you order only mushroom stroganoff?
Well, they didn't have that one. This is a legitimate pizza place, but my favorite pizza of theirs is the gamberi, which is prawn pizza. Prawns, chili, basil. It's so good. No one touched the prawn, and no one touched the quattro formaggi. Which is the 4 cheese. That was a bit of I wouldn't have ordered that for myself, but I thought people like cheese. But the other way I could have looked at it, perhaps in hindsight, I don't think I would have. But I mean, it's as I said, 2 minutes down the road. I made the phone call as soon as everyone said they were hungry. I got the pizzas back to everyone within 12 minutes. So I could have just assessed and then bought more. But then I would have.
That's just maybe more mental someone load thought, you can't. If you're ordering food, you do it once. You don't want to be like ducking in and out.
It's less about that and more about the idea that someone in the group might have a split second thought that I'm a cheapskate. I have to completely swerve away from that.
I mean, I think there is a sex question here. What ratio of men to women in the group?
All women.
All women.
It was probably 50-50.
Okay.
50-50.
I think, in my experience, women eat 3 pieces of pizza and that's it. So I would possibly...
Oh, on blast, women.
I think actually that's entirely accurate. And I look forward to the comments confirming. I don't think any woman's ever eaten more than 3 pieces of pizza. Clip it.
There you go. Nick,
clip it.
Stereotypes exist for a reason. Nick
clip it and watch the hits roll in.
clip it and reverse it, dude. Okay, so men eat more. I don't know. Well,
yeah, I think your friends let you down, and I think you should do the exact same thing next time. Except I probably wouldn't order prawns and only cheese. I would go for more like
mushy strug. That's it, right? That's
it. Yeah, I mean, we hit the big ones for this week. We hit Colbert and we hit pizza. So tick.
Looking forward to the title.